I remember when.
Woman.
Twin.
Woman. Ooh.
The wind blows.
All right. So you got to talk.
Excusez-moi.
You talk, Adam.
Hello. We've got another Feel It Real Fun for you on the... Where are we? Is that the 8th already?
Yeah, guess what?
8th of February 2022.
The year is slipping by, and some of y'all are still doing... I'm doing my New Year's resolutions. Resolutions.
Yeah.
All right, so you're going to put salt in water, and you're going to boil it down, and you're going to re-salute it again. Right? How's that fucking working for you?
So...
So I'm into something entirely different.
And
By the way, have we been a little bit productive this year?
I think so.
I think we've been damn productive, right?
Damn productive.
Like 1 or 2 podcast episodes a day.
Yes.
Right? All these shows, like all sorts of
Got the
cool shit going
whiteboard ready,
on.
the Post-it
Whiteboard
notes
ready. We've got
ready
like
for mapping.
all sorts of shit going on.
Yeah.
And some people are going, I'm having trouble talking to, but It's like...
And it's I Remember When, Neville Goddard.
The real remember when methods of Neville Goddard. I love when some people said Neville Goddard. Those are the same people that say, when I was in high school, I took karate.
Karate.
So now you do Neville Goddard because you took karate. Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Uma,
This is up
shaga.
really high.
We're experimenting.
No. Well.
But you don't like it up high?
Nah, I don't like it. It's like,
Hold the microphone. Don't.
no. Leave it for today.
This is going to be good fun. Watch this. I'll do it with one hand then. All right. Just so. Yeah. Oh, God. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Hi, you guys.
Now you got to hold this.
Look at that.
Yes, I tried my best.
Red shirts.
Yeah,
Matching.
Look at that. See what you-
There we go,
this
you
is-
guys.
This is what happens when you snivel around me. I gave you shit to snivel about, right?
All right.
Yep.
So I wonder how was that ride? Okay, so go to freeneville.com.
221 email list. Oh, look at Nancy. Triple D. Oh.
I know. Hello, Michelle. Triple D Michelle. Triple
Yes.
D Mark. Dark Mockery.
Look at this. Oh, my God.
A high microphone and a what? Smoking.
Sinking couch.
Sinking.
And she was sinking. All right.
Did we just do the first one? Subscribe to
Yeah,
the
221 email list. Make sure you click the link, drag it into the inbox. Seriously. Like, by the way, our numbers are going up now because people are actually going, oh, I got to click on something? Yeah, you do. Right? Like,
I wondered why I wasn't getting them. I thought,
yeah. Why am I not getting them? Because you won't click the link. What link? Right.
Join our 90-day adventure at Manifesting Mastery.
Mary,
course.com.
quite contrary.
Oh, it's DDD Mary.
DDD Mary. Da, 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 da.
Hello, Yolanda.
Yolanda.
Join our 90-day adventure at Manifesting Mastery. Course.com.
By the way, Yolanda, because we love you, hashtag we love Yolanda, we're going to answer your question today. How to overcome phobias, such as the phobia of loneliness or the phobia of the dark.
Oh, I remember when. Sounds like a perfect method.
I know,
that.
like seriously, we can't make
Yes.
this shit up, right? Yolanda gives us the perfect question, so we're going to now having a phobia of being lonely in the dark.
I used to. God, I didn't want to go out in the dark to the cottage on my own.
I
I got dogs.
I love being alone in the dark, covering up with mud and putting a commando knife in my teeth and crawling along. Yeah, anyway.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
All right.
So, how are we starting?
Oh, let's start with some Neville Goddard quotes because
Okay.
one of the things that we notice is people get really screwy with I remember when, right? Hashtag it's not the words. Hashtag it's never been the words. Hashtag if it was the word, you'd have to say shit before you do shit. But here it is. You have to imagine saying something to say something, right? You know what I mean? It's like, do I have to say something to imagine something? Pancakes. Like, it just like, you don't have to. Trust me on this one.
Whenever anyone says pancakes anymore, it just reminds me of Kalina.
Yeah, I know.
In the pool.
Yeah,
Pancakes,
that's where I'm
pancakes.
going today, getting my massage, right? So I don't got to say the word massage to get one. Just have to imagine getting one. But meanwhile.
Okay, so Neville Goddard quotes.
All right, let's start.
Start now to remember when your friend wasn't well by imagining he is healthy.
Now, by the way, one of the things that I want you to do when you go to read the lecture that we linked to, I remember when, notice Neville calls this a principle. right? This is really important. I remember when as a principle. Now, I'm going to give you some great ways to use it, by the way, but notice it's never the words. Go ahead.
Remember when your daughter was single by imagining she is married.
By the way, you want to drive your kids nuts? Let's say they're 12 years old. You got a
Yeah, I can
12-year-old
imagine
daughter,
you're married.
right? And you just you just start screaming at them. I remember when you were single. I remember when you were single. Believe me, you'll get the Parent of the Year award. My whole thing. Yeah.
Well, they're married so young, at 14.
Yeah, you want something to whinge about? I'll give you something to whinge about, right? It's like, oh, I don't like pancakes. Anyway.
And then he says, go through life remembering when.
See, here's the cool thing, guys. Whenever you do that, you realize all the time you're going down the road and you're going, yep, I remember when that guy could run. Now he's a gimp. Right? And you're going down the road going, I remember when she was hot. Ah.
It does happen a lot like that, actually.
Neville says you can use this destructively or constructively, right? You can even look at a young person that's hot and go, you're going to get old, bitch. Right? Yeah, you enjoy that while you got it. They don't last. Right? And again, is it the words? Is it when I'm going down the road and the bimmer going, it ain't going to last, sweetheart, so wiggle it while you can? That's not the curse. Right? Because after a while, don't wiggle, it jiggles. Right? Hashtag it. Right? You go from wiggle to jiggle.
Wiggle to jiggle.
Right. So you can remember when she used to jiggle by imagining her wiggling.
Right.
Yeah, she lives.
So for Yolandra.
For Yolandra. Thank you for getting me back on target.
Back on track.
Yolanda, Yolanda.
Like Yolanda, sorry.
It could be
Yes,
Yolanda.
the phobia of being alone in the dark.
Right. Here's the cool thing. Phobias are always cured by humor. Right, so you mentioned in the dark, and you mentioned lonely, and I go lonely in the dark, and I imagine like covering myself with mud, and like putting a commando knife in my teeth, and like, crawling. Right. Now the thing is, if you're crawling in the dark to go ambush somebody, because who do you ambush when you're in the dark? You ambush people that are alone and afraid in the dark, right?
Yeah.
So you're going.
Go there.
So as I crawl through the dark covered with mud, right, with my commando knife in my teeth, because I got to keep my hands free. Of course, what I'm doing is every commando needs a theme song. So every phobia needs a theme song. So my theme song was always like a virgin, ooh, right? So you could just, and here's the thing. When it comes to phobias and shit like that, you just make it so damn ridiculous. Like, you know what I was always afraid of when I was a commando in the dark all alone, crawling, doing like a virgin, ooh, right? Do y'all know what I was afraid of?
What?
Crawling up on Richard Branson and Madonna, right? So we always had Richard Branson in. Right? You have to, but whenever you got something ridiculous going on, always add in Richard Branson. So suddenly I'm crawling through the mud. I'm all alone.
We love Richard Branson.
We love Richard Branson, right? He's cute.
And you love Madonna.
I love Madonna too,
okay.
right? So,
Okay.
So I'm crawling on my belly, covered with mud, in the dark by myself, like a virgin. Woo! And then there's Richard Branson, right? Dressed like Madonna. It's just fucking horrible, the shit that goes on in my head. So when it comes to pruning the vine, and this is what phobias always come down to, right? You can sit there and you can snip the branches, or else you can snip them and then weave some really weird shit out of them, right? It brings us back to what we call the master states, right? One of the master states is active imaginer. Nobody talks about this but me. And by the way, when people start talking about it, do the search, you'll find I talked about it first, right? Because I'm the guy that sits back and goes, radio, what do you want? I want to be an active imaginer. For fuck's sake. I go through my day doing, what did Neville say? What was the last little sentence there?
Go through life remembering when.
Right. So I'm that guy. Neville doesn't say double your income work half the time, even though that could be fun, and he did it. Right?
Yes.
I mean, you can do all that stuff, but what are the master states? The master states are these whole things of like, right, go through life remembering when. And you don't remember when you had a phobia by going, I remember when I had a phobia. That just makes you go, that just turns you into someone who has a phobia that mumbles. Right? I'm not a fan of that as a state. I'm a fan of like going, right, if I'm the guy that's alone in the dark, I've got the knife in my teeth, I'm hunting down Richard Branson and Madonna because I know they're out to get me. Right? But meanwhile,
he's a wanted man.
I'm a wanted man. Anyway.
Yeah, I was wondering whether, like for me, because when I first moved in here on my own,
On me own.
On my own.
On
I'll
me
speak
own.
proper English now.
Hold on.
I hadn't been on
Kadraj just
my
tagged
own
everyone.
for
Wow.
ages. And so then, and of course, no dogs, nothing here other than just me. And I'm sure the old lady was still here, even though she died a year before.
Yep.
And so my light bill was through the roof. So I was thinking, I remember when my electricity bill was just over the top because it was like they were left on all night in another room. Whereas, of course, now, or even back then, it was suddenly like, actually, it's really nice.
How do you feel it in the past? That's really what it comes down to. Because if you add humor in, it's easy to feel anything in the past. I locked the dogs in the car this morning.
He did.
Right? More on that shortly. But I just wanted to... So I get out of the Bimmer, I shut the door, and before I realize I haven't put the window down a little bit, Bruce locks the car. Right?
Yep.
I'm not happy.
So you and Cube, so he's got his mate there, Cube, with the little dog.
Yeah,
Nelson.
carrying his dog around the car, trying to wind my dogs
showing
up.
him in one window, showing Nelson in the other.
Yeah, trying to get Bruce to step on the button, right? If he stepped on the button once, he can step on the button again, right? Yeah. But meanwhile, let's continue with the Neville Goddard quote. We'll get back to this.
All
right.
My
God, I got so many.
Yeah, of course. So,
by the way, you don't got to read them all. Yolanda, we're going to get back to it. Just remember, hashtag always add in Richard Branson. Seriously. I mean, like, oh, holy fuck. Victoria, what'd you do? Right? You overdrew the bank account. Well, no, I didn't. You sure about that? Yeah, Richard said so. Right? By the way, she couldn't overdraw the bank account to begin with, first of all. Second of all,
ask for a loan.
You always bring in Richard Branson and Madonna, right? And if you have one dressed like the other, even better. But meanwhile.
Okay.
All right.
Will I go, all of this, or what do you want?
Do the first two.
So look at yourself in the mirror and dare to see radiant health and happiness reflected back to you.
All right. Get what Neville's saying to start with. Imagine something different than what you physically see. Right? Hey, you get that? He's not saying hide from the fucking mirror. Right? So many people do that. They go, all right, I'm not going to look at the news, not going to look at my neighbor, not going to look at my empty bed, not going to look around. Oh, you don't like your neighbor? Unless you're hot. If your neighbor's hot, feel free to look at him and go, yep, bitch, you're hot now, but you wait till that wiggly becomes jiggly. Right? But anyway.
Our neighbor's a guy, Ron.
Yeah. Right. Ron's cool, right? Anyway.
Yes.
And Ron is super fit, by the way. He's Maltese and weighs about 140 fucking pounds.
And
but his
son is like...
His son's like Mr. Clean.
World, universe, or whatever it is.
Mr. Clean, Anyway, so look at yourself in the mirror.
Yes.
Right? Neville doesn't say imagine up a mirror. He says look in the mirror. Don't hide from it. Right? And dare. You notice we're talking about the attitude of Abdullah here. You triple D people. You get it? By the way, this is from the lecture I Remember When, Nancy. Since you asked, I will tell you. Yes. By the way, if you don't ask, I don't tell. Right? It's like the military. So look at yourself in the mirror and dare to see radiant health and happiness reflected back to you. And then Neville says, then say it to yourself, I remember when my reflection was so different. By the way, you get that's an imaginal act. It's not walk around going, I remember when I looked different. I remember when I looked different. I remember. Like, seriously, go shopping with me. It's a hoot to begin with. Ask Anya, right? She's been there, done that. Grant Monk, too. Yeah. Right? Even Jerry, but Jerry's not here. No. But here's the cool thing. Dare to look in the mirror and see what you choose to see. Don't hide from 3D reality because my 4D, my 3D, my 3D, my 4D. No. So, okay, we can skip down a little bit and just read that middle thing from the next one. It's more from the same lecture.
You can move by assuming you have changed so much that they no longer recognize you. And from that frame of reference, you can observe the expression on their faces.
Alrighty. Wow. Yeah, look at you.
What happened to you?
You got fat, right? By the way, that's what most people imagine. I remember when I was thin. I remember when I was wiggly.
Wiggly jiggly.
Right? On the other hand, right? See, here's the thing. The tools in the toolbox that we teach are what you're doing all the time anyway. Most people are going, I remember when we was happy together. Yep.
Yeah, such a long time ago.
That's such a long time ago. See, I remember when we shared a smile. When was that? A few seconds ago. Wow. And I can look forward to the next one. That's the fun thing, right? Yeah. So if you can use this in a constructive or a destructive way, and remember, it's a principle. Boom. And that's what I want you to do. Really get it. This is a principle. You can feel anything in the past. How do you do it? You do it by using one of the master states. The one that I love today is called what?
Happy, loving.
No.
Trainer.
Active imaginer.
Active imaginer.
Active imaginer. Right.
Okay.
Radio. Talked about that earlier.
Right.
You must have been asleep. I remember when she used to sleep during the shows. Believe me, isn't it? But that's how most people use I remember when. They use it in a very crappy way. Yeah, I remember when I got along with my mother. By the way, I remember when I did get along with my mother. Right? So it was probably about 2-3 years ago where I started going, you know what? I may or may not ever see her physically again. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to imagine up something different. I'm going to remember when I didn't get along with her. Because we had some throwdowns, man. Yeah. You think I'm all
such a little thing.
Yeah, you think I'm all butter and cream, don't you? Hashtag butter and cream. Sometimes I'm like butter fucking milk. You know what I mean? Like not everyone likes buttermilk, right?
Yeah,
but it's like
sour.
Yeah, but when it's time, it's like. Like I talk about the time a guy almost deliberately ran Emmett over with his bicycle, right? And I step in the way, and the guy realizes the wrath of God is about to be unleashed. Please stand by,
moving.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? But I imagined something different. I remembered when my mom and I didn't get along, and suddenly she's got an iPad and we chat all the time. Yep, butter and cream, butter and cream. Anyway, look at all that. Brian, doctor, one each. So,
Cool.
I think that's good enough. Do
That's
you want to
very
type more?
good.
I can always quote more.
No,
No.
that's it. So what we want to know is, tell us, what was your hashtag strawberry bits?
Tamika.
Bringing in Richard Branson and Madonna.
Like
Dear, I
a
remember when.
virgin.
Like if there's something really that's scary. Well, doesn't matter. But yeah, just make it fun, really.
That's it. By the way, for those who want to spend some money, we've got different packs on fear and anxiety. If you go to freeneville.com, you can look them up. There's some cool shit in there, too, right? There's only so much we can cram into a podcast. But one of the big things or not a podcast, a show. Tamika. Look at it. It's Tamika and Monica. Like,
Is it?
Yeah, there was Tamika, Darkery, and then Monica.
That's case.
That's pretty cool.
Well, something like that.
Something like that.
Yes.
So what was your
hashtag
strawberry bit again?
Using Richard Branson.
I'll tell you what. When in doubt, bring him out.
Yeah. Yeah. What was your hashtag strawberry bit?
When
in doubt, bring him out.
When in doubt, bring him out. Come on, Richard. Yeah, put the heels on, pal.
Put the heels on.
By the way, here we'll toss one more bonus bit in. But Mr. 20, I can't see nothing when I'm imagining, right? So, all right, I just said Richard Branson with heels. I noticed people do, wow. Yeah, I can't see nothing when I imagine. You just did. Well, not really. Yeah, you did, right? It's that fast. You're faster than you think. Thinking is pretty slow. Meanwhile, Victoria, tell them where to go, what to do, because I got myself a massage to go to today.
Well, I need to know what your hashtag strawberry bit was.
Oh, I'm sorry. My hashtag strawberry bit. Madonna. By the way, seriously,
Yeah.
I mean, you guys can imagine me out there covered with mud, crawling through the shit. I used to.
Life in the mouth.
Like seriously, I used to be a very intense guy. I'd go out in the woods like for a week or two at a time. People come out and have parties and kill live trees and try to turn them into firewood. And I'd decide, you're leaving now?
The tree?
No, the people. Yeah. I don't mind when people kill like dead trees and burn them. But when you're killing my live trees for firewood because you're lazy, it's like that's when I start doing things like stealing all your shit. Seriously,
moving it around the
Oh, yeah.
campsite.
I was.
How did that get there?
I was a horror when I was younger. I got stories.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so go to freeneville.com.
221 email this pseudo. By the way, Kadra says, I'd like Reacher. The first Reacher movie was filmed in Pittsburgh, right? My old stomping grounds. And I actually watched it twice because I love seeing all the old scenery. It's like, I know that guy right in the background, right? So fun. Anyway, 221 email this pseudo.
Random goodness. Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right. It's like $1 a day. Rob Beggs says to do it from the other direction. What are you missing out on? Like, seriously, like hours and hours of Reddit. Hours and hours of confusion. But Mr. 20, I don't know what to do first. 15 minutes, right?
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feeitrealfun.com.
Because we've got like lots and lots of episodes there because we've been doing this for a long time.
So I just really briefly remember two things. Lisa said, watch The Beautiful Fantastic. Don't know. Okay.
Cool. By the way, I've got the attention span of a goldfish, of like half a goldfish on massage days. So if you could like shoot me a PM on that.
Massage days.
Like seriously. Oh, do I? I mean, I come home and she's like, "Hey, Victoria's got all this shit going on," and I just there and go, like I really do go.
And Amber said Evelyn's going to be 10 in March.
Wow.
So happy birthday, March, because we'll probably forget.
Yep. yeah, believe me, that's more than 15 minutes from now.
Yes.
Let us know. Right?
Okay.
20 doesn't have it. I've got immediate access. That's fun. I traded in attention span and memory for immediate access because you can really think out of the box. What's PTSD? The same loop, the same loop, the same loop, the same loop, the same loop. Maybe you've hang out with some of my friends. They're my friends. They say the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. But me, like, I say the same thing differently.
Yeah, he does. Okay. All right. That's our show. Have a great day, night, and we'll catch you tomorrow.
Did I do my strawberry bit?
Yes. Ages ago.
Yo, Frank. Boom.
Cool.
All righty.
Okay. See yous.
Is this
massage time?
Oh, it's massage time. This is going to be good fun.